was a brand exercise for myself. So I kind of had to learn about branding to understand how to manage my own brand, which was really interesting, right? So I was one of the first players when poker came on TV where I said, oh, this is interesting because I can create a brand. And I got highly criticized for it, which I thought was so incredibly interesting for about 2 years, actually. Which I thought was, again, it was that same thing of the people going on Apprentice and not understanding they were playing a game. It was really fascinating to me that there was a handful of players who understood the power of the television and what that was going to do in terms of your own personal ability to create wealth. And opportunity, by the way. I mean, the cool opportunities like my ability to do the charity work that I do is something that only came from the fact that happened. That was one of the first things I figured out was, oh, this is really cool because I can use my name, this is a way that I can create resources, right? But there were a lot of people who didn't understand what the game was now, that it was a new game, that this wasn't about just being a poker player anymore. And I found it fascinating that I got criticized for understanding that you should be thinking strategically about something else. So anyway, so that was the first place, was really thinking about branding for myself, and then.
You figured it out on your own too, or do you have somebody teach you?
No, because I was also, I had agents, managers, things like that, where we were working strategically together. So I was sort of understanding a lot about how you create a personal brand from them. You get media training so that you understand what you should say and what you shouldn't say, how you frame questions, what kind of questions you're likely to get asked. So you're doing a lot of sort of Q&A for yourself, so you're prepared. And then I was consulting for developing an online poker site. And obviously that just involves a lot of brand work, and I was just kind of interested in that as a topic area. So while I was doing a lot of feature development and sort of promotion consulting, I started really getting to understand the branding people and what they were thinking about in terms of what the brand strategy was and how you executed that. And it was just an area that really, really interested me. Because it's very poker-like, right? Because it's managing people's reactions and expectations of you. I mean, it's the exact same thing, right? So I just found the topic like super fascinating. And so I ended up sort of just going into that a lot. And that's, and then Epic Poker was just a really, really fun exercise of creating that brand.